MMORPGs right now are in a bit of a weird spot. The only ones being played right now are the very old ones, and every new one that comes out is just kind of flops. Does this mean that we'll never get a good MMORPG from now on? Well, there's a huge announcement coming from Tower of Fantasy where they're removing the gacha and transforming their entire gacha game into an MMORPG. This might not only change the future of Tower of Fantasy, but also the future of how we think about MMORPGs and how many we get a year. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support my content. Go to my Twitch to watch me live every morning, and let's get into it. Tower of Fantasy tried to become the new Genshin Impact, but they didn't quite do it. Even though the game did well at the start, it was just not enough to destroy the behemoth that Genshin was. Even if the game is still being developed and getting new content, it hasn't been as successful as it should have been, according to them, of course. That's why they're announcing a new server, Warp server they call it, where it's gonna be a bigger focus on the MMO aspects of the game. Because yeah, this game actually has a lot of that, a lot of group gameplay that other gacha games don't really have. Look at that, all weapons are free, open player trading, seasonal structure to control power creep, enhanced social systems, and they're gonna remake the progression, exploration, economy, combat, cosmetics. They're really remaking this entire game into a different experience for us. Now, does this mean that this is gonna be a new MMORPG that is gonna destroy all others? Probably not. At the end of the day, even though they're gonna focus on all this stuff, it's still an experiment. Only on China right now. It might fail. And even though they do have a lot of endgame content that works good for an MMORPG, like PvP, weekly bosses, solo challenges, and much more, like exploration as well, it doesn't mean that it's gonna transfer correctly into an MMORPG. We really will have to wait to see how the entire game will be reworked and see how it actually plays out in the end. But what's more important, I think, is the fact that they're even trying to do this. Realistically, an MMORPG is very hard to make, but there's a lot of gacha games that come out and they do pretty well because obviously they're gacha. They are full anime, full Coomer bait, full great combat, and just trying to get what Genshin Impact does in a different manner to get the same amount of money and success. And honestly, it does work. Yeah, maybe Tower of Fantasy didn't do perfectly, but it's still successful, it's still profitable. It's just not as profitable as they would want it to be. So just imagine if every gacha game like WoW or Genshin Impact or Honkai Star Rail, they have also a new server that comes from their game into an MMORPG version of it. And you can just play both of them. You end up having the cool animations, the cool quality that all these gacha games have without the bad parts of the gacha, because they'll be in another server for the people that like that kind of gameplay instead. That could lead into an era of MMORPGs, at least anime MMORPGs, that just get a lot of them all the time because everybody wants to do the same thing. And yeah, it's not the perfect thing that we could get. It's not like we're gonna get games like Final Fantasy XIV, WoW, and Guild Wars 2 every year, but it definitely will be, if it works, a positive for the genre. And they could innovate with this. It also could be kind of scary because maybe this is the way that every MMORPG is from now on in the future. A gacha version, I guess, and an MMORPG version of it. We'll definitely have to see how it ends up working. But I find it as a very cool strategy, a very cool idea that they're implementing here, and I'm very curious to see how it's gonna end up working in the end. I didn't play Tower of Fantasy, but with this new announcement, I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people coming back to the game to try it out and prepare for this new server. At least to try to see if they would want the gameplay and like the combat. I'm rooting for this new MMORPG server in China, and we're gonna have to wait for it to come here, but oof, I don't know. Very cool idea, and I'm just very curious to see what you guys think about it. Subscribe to the channel and let me know what you guys think, and if you would try this in the first place. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support my content like everybody here. Go to my Twitch to watch me live every morning. See you guys around, love you all. Ciao.